Hey guys, so I'm back literally after like a 5 month, 6 month hiatus. And I just feel called to make this video because something happened in my life that I want to talk about that I think would be helpful to somebody else. Maybe they're going through the same things that I went through. And I also want to share like the signs so you can notice them. And when you start to notice them, you know what you can do to pull yourself out of it. Um, but I definitely want to be more consistent in my videos. It's something that I'm passionate about. It's something that I love, but sometimes we all get knocked off our path. Um, but you know, it's something that I feel is my purpose, whether I'm the only one who watches my videos or lots of people watch them, it doesn't matter. It's something that makes me happy. So I'm gonna continue to make my videos and hopefully it's helpful to you, helpful to somebody else. But I wanna talk about what happens when you let unaligned things, places, people into your life and that have bad spirits attached to them. Like, I really want to talk about that. And just a sidebar, for me to make this video, it has been like maybe about 3 days now. Every time I try to make this video, I get distractions, weird things start to happen. It's just it was just very hard to make, and that's because bad spirits don't want to be talked about. They don't want people to notice them. They don't want to get out of your life. They don't want to get out of your space. So if there's any distractions that goes on while I'm making this video, just know that while I'm making this video is valid. But anyway, so I want to talk about, like I said, what happens when you let unaligned people, places, things into your life, and people who have bad spirits into your life. Basically what happens. So my first sign that I started to notice was loss. I started to lose everything. I started to lose sleep. I started to lose motivation. I started to lose determination, focus. I just did not really notice it at first. I just thought, oh, you know, I'm just gonna have fun, you know, and I don't know why all these crazy things are happening to me, but you know, whatever, YOLO. But basically what had happened was I let a friend in that I had been on in differences with. So I forgave them, I let them back in, and my life kind of turned upside down. So yeah, so I started to lose motivation. I noticed this, that when I forgave this friend and we started hanging out, it didn't even take a week for me to lose motivation for my job and determination to grow within my company. I started to call off work because I wanted to go to the bar during the day, go have a drink, and just live life. It literally did not take a week. And she didn't tell me, oh, you shouldn't be doing that, or, you know, oh, don't worry about it, go to work, go have fun, you know, whatever. But it was just like, you know, okay, I'm gonna go have fun. It's just a day, you know, or whatever. I can just take off, you know, I never really miss a day. So what's one day gonna hurt, you know? So I just started to lose motivation to go to work, motivation to grow, you know what I mean? And even in my company, they started to like notice, because usually I'm on top of my job, like I'm on top of it, but I started to not call people back. I started to miss emails, you know, I just kind of lost track of like where I was going in my career, what I wanted for myself, you know, and I also lost, you know, motivation for my videos. And like I said, I'm extremely passionate about my videos, and it's something that I feel called to do, you know. So I lost that. And that was just stupid. It was so stupid. I don't even know why I did that. But anyway, so then I also started to lose money. And I started to lose money because I was just going out, spending money. Once I rekindled this friendship, it was like I was with them like every day, kind of sort of thing. I started to lose money. I went shopping, and if you know me, I don't spend money about nothing. I will not spend money for nothing unless I have to. And that's a big step for me, because prior to when I was in my toxic era, I had an extreme shopping addiction. I mean, it was bad. So that kind of started up. I started to spend money. And then it turned into, oh, don't worry about it. I'll buy you this. I'll buy you this too, because they didn't have the means, at the time how I did. So I'd be like, oh no, don't worry about it. I'll give you this and that and whatever, So I started to lose money and whatever. And what's also crazy is that I started to receive bills. I started to receive bills that I didn't really do. It's very strange because my name was on them and everything, and I fought these people on it, but I had to do it or else it'll ruin my credit and ruin everything that I have built, because I really built my credit. I really built me up, and I started to lose money so fast. And the thing about it is that once I rekindled this friendship with this person, everything starts to happen slowly but quick. I can't even explain it. It was like slow but quick. But I just noticed that I just lost motivation, determination, focus, money. Like I just started to lose that stuff. And the thing about it is that like nobody said nothing to me. Like around the people who I was around never said anything to me about it, except for the people at my job, because they noticed that I wasn't on my P's and Q's how I usually am. I'm just was like careless. I did not care, And the second sign that I had noticed was that people who I had left behind started to come back. Like they literally just kind of like swarmed to me like fish, like literally swarmed to me like a shark smelling fish in water. Like they just came to me, and here I am. Oh, hey, how's it going? Because if you know me, I'm not mean at all. I'm not really like rude or anything. I am strict, but at that time I was not strict with myself. I would just be like, oh, hey, it's a long time. Yeah, let's hang out. We're having shots. We're going here. Like, let's do it, But like, that was like the dumbest decision ever. And what's so crazy is that the people who I had left behind and the person that I had rekindled this friendship with, nothing changed about them. But everything had changed about me. And that is something that I did notice, that I was just different from them. But at the time I was kind of like lit a little bit. I was like, I'm having fun, so whatever. But it was just like nothing had changed. They were still doing the same thing that they were doing when I left. They're still drinking, they're still smoking, they're still don't have anything. They don't have a car, they don't have a house, it was just like they're still like moving in life without a purpose. They're still moving in life just as it's just like a game. And I should have just like distanced myself. And I really didn't, it was kind of like the bad spirits that were attached to them was like, they kind of latched onto me, and light attracts darkness. It really does. And I'm not saying like, oh, I got this bright light or whatever, but I knew that my light was brighter than theirs. And I feel like something just happened to me, like a switch. Like I kind of like started to pick up on their toxic ways, even towards like my beautiful husband. Like, I started to pick up on their ways, and thank God my husband was patient with me, but he also noticed that something was different within me too, and it was like I started to get angry quickly too. And, anger is not from God at all. And I started to easily become like irritated, and I started to say stuff that I never really say, I started to pick up on like their bad habits. They'd be like, oh, he cheated on me. I would be like, cheat back immediately. But usually I would be like, you better leave him and boss up, but like at this time I was just so in my toxic era. I was just so, in a dark time. And also I noticed that I started to get a little bit depressed. And if you watch my videos and my previous videos, then like I worked my way out of depression, and I don't F with depression. Depression is literally a bad spirit, and I blocked that bad spirit a long time ago. And like I'm thankful that it didn't get completely a hold of me, but I felt like it was starting to come. Like, and it was like at the time, like, and that's how the devil works. Like, I'm not trying to be religious or nothing, but like, especially that, like, it's easy for like a bad spirit to come in, especially when you're losing stuff. And like I said, the first sign that I noticed was loss, and the second sign was that these toxic people just started to like swarm to me. So that's something that I also noticed. And if you notice, going back to the second sign, and if you notice that these people are not evolving in life and don't have a purpose, move away from them. They don't serve no purpose in your life. And especially if you left them behind, there's a reason why you left them behind. Like if these people are not growing, evolving in life, please distance yourself, because it's like you take on their demons. It's just exactly how, like, if your friend is telling you something toxic or whatever, it makes you upset because you care about them. You're a caring person. So it's like you take on their emotions. That's basically kind of what happened to me. I took on their bad spirits, and it went home with me too, you know, when I was done hanging out with them. So that's literally number 2 that I noticed. And then number 3, I noticed I could not have deep conversations with them. Like, I'm usually extremely quiet, but like this time I noticed like I was extremely quiet, because usually, like, if I'm friends with somebody, oh, we're having deep conversations. I'm talking about life, I'm talking about purpose, I'm talking about what you want to do in the future, I'm talking about businesses. Like, that's my mindset. Like, it's growing all the time, 24/7. That's what's on my mind, 24/7. And like with these people, I was not able to have those conversations. Like, I would be asking them, like, we would be out just, you know, vibing or whatever, and I would be like, hey, you know, like, what do you want to do with yourself? Like, you know, what is your ultimate goal? Get money. Okay, but how you want to get the money? I don't know, let's just get some money. Or I'm about to get me a sugar daddy, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not judging anybody, but like, as for me, like, I'm not willing to, I don't want to associate with those type of people, because I want to stand on business, big business. And I don't want to use my precious flower, my private parts, that's what I'm saying, to get what I want. Like, God gave me a brain. God gave me a fully working body, hands, legs, feet, brain, you know, like, that's a blessing. So like, I'm going to use it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's more to me than my flower. You feel me? So that's something else that I noticed. And I would be like, you know, and like for me too, also, like, I don't talk about people. And they would be talking about people, like gossiping, and I would be quiet. Like, I just noticed, like, I was extremely quiet. And now when I go back to think about it, why was I even around these people? Like, why was I even having a good time with them? Oh, because I was drinking. I was under that influence. Oh, I was smoking. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not in the house, I'm outside, I'm seeing life. Because usually I'm inside or like doing something productive with myself. And that's where I feel like the most happiest. But at this time, for some reason, I don't know why I was even with them. Because when I went home, I was just kind of like, oh, that was a little bit pointless. But at the same time, I was like, oh, I was kind of lit in the moment. But it's like, once that moment's over, then what? You know, you feel me? So that's something else that I noticed. It was like they were going through life without a purpose. And I know like that's like a hard thing to struggle with as a person, because I struggled with it for years. What is my purpose? What do I want to do in my life? You know, and once you find it, you know, it's just like a different type of vibe. And once you have awakening, a spiritual awakening, or, you know, you find yourself, you get yourself out of toxic ways, it's like your mind just like changes. Your intuition is like clear. It's like you can hear it, you understand it. And it's like you just, like, your mind is not so foggy upstairs. It's like there's nothing really bothering you. You accept life for whatever it is, because it's life, you know? You can't change what happened 5 minutes ago. You can't change nothing once it happens. I'm sorry, you can't really. So it's like, but these people just decided to like dwell on what they didn't have, and dwell on nothing really, nothing that really mattered. You feel me? So that's the third sign. I was not able to have deep conversations with them. And one time also, I really understood what they meant by the eyes are, you know, the path to the soul. Because one time I was talking to this person who I had rekindled a friendship with, and we was just vibing. Wasn't even talking really. We was just like around each other on our phones. And then all of a sudden I was like asking them questions and stuff. And like they looked at me and I saw nothing. Nothing. Like, I'm not being dramatic. Like, I'm really not. Like their eyes were just black. Like, I saw no pupil. I saw no expression, no nothing. It was just like nothing. And it like kind of freaked me out a little bit. I was just like, I don't think I want to do this no more. I don't think I really want to hang out with these people no more. It was like darkness. Like, that's just literally how I felt like in that moment. Like, I kind of felt scared, but at the same time I was like, all right, I understand. I gotta go. I can't be around you no more. I can't be playing around. So after that, I was done with them. I was like, I ain't finna play with you. Like, I ain't finna play with this dark spirit, because I don't play about them demons no more. Because once them bad spirits got a hold on to you, it's so hard to get out of, because you focus on how hard it's gonna be to get yourself out, what you gotta do, blah, 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 instead of just doing it. You feel me? So you just gotta notice that. Oh yeah, and one thing else, I know y'all gonna be like, this woman's crazy. Going back to my first time, the loss, I started to lose my memory, like really bad. But, and you know, like if you go through a spiritual awakening or you change yourself, your mind is sharp. I mean, super, super duper sharp. And I noticed that my mind was not as sharp anymore. My memory especially was not sharp. I would go downstairs and all the way down to my car and not have no keys, like that lost. You know what I'm saying? Or like, I would literally forget that my dog was in the house. I would go all the way downstairs and forget that he's in the house when I'm supposed to be taking him somewhere. Like, I'm telling you, my memory was shot, and I would forget what I'm saying mid-sentence. Like, and I noticed that's something that happened to me in my toxic era when I was in darkness. Like, my memory was so bad. But I noticed that when I changed myself, my memory was sharp, sharp, sharp. You feel me? So that's something else that I thought was strange about that too. But anyway, so number 4, the 4th sign that I really noticed, and that makes me so sad even right now. Like I said, I'm not really religious, but like, I love God so bad. Like, I have a personal relationship with him, like to the T. So the 4th sign that I noticed, that when you're around bad spirits, your relationship with God, the higher power, whoever you believe in, starts to deteriorate. As for me, prior to rekindling these friendships with these people, I would write a letter to God every single day, every day. And just recently, after I noticed, like, I don't want to hang out with these people no more, I don't want to be feeling like this anymore, I went back to go write a letter to God, and the date was the day that I rekindled the friendship with that person. It was the last time I wrote a letter to God. And that makes me so sad to feel like I really left the person that I love the most, which is God, to go hang out with people who had nothing to offer me, when God has everything to offer me, living water, literally. You feel me? So that's something that I noticed, that your relationship with the higher power will deteriorate. And I used to listen to church sermons or prayers as I go to work. My work commute is an hour, so I would literally spend that hour with him in the morning. As soon as I wake up, I would pray. Before I go to bed, I'm praying, I'm writing to him. I'm literally in my zone, you know, and I would literally do budget planning, split up my money, save it. You know what I mean? Like, I was literally in my power when I was closest to God. Like, I was in my power, and I had so many blessings coming in for me. I just got a new house. I had so much money, you know, but when I rekindled these people, I rekindled the friendship with these people, I did not stay close to God. I didn't wake up and pray every day. Literally, maybe like, I just didn't. The whole time I was with them, the whole 4 months I was with these people, because the last 2 months I've been working on getting my mental back, working on me, you know, getting me back to the state that I was before I rekindled these friendships. So anyway, so yeah, I just did not really have a relationship with him the time that I let these people in, the time that I rekindled these friendships. That completely deteriorated for me. So I feel like that's a sign, a big, big, big sign. If you're noticing that in your life, please, you know, go back to your higher power, because they love you the most. They got so much water, so much love to offer you, so much life to offer you, you know? And I say water because water's life, basically, in my eyes, because you can't live without water. So anyway, So yeah, I noticed that that deteriorated, and I would start to get like irritated because before, when I was in my toxic era, I ain't hearing no gospel. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to hear that, and I don't want to hear nobody preaching to me either. I ain't want to hear that. But like when I was closest to God, like it didn't bother me. But when I was with these people, and if I overheard that, I was I don't want to hear that. Shut it off. Shut it off. You know what I mean? And I should have been noticed that like ASAP, but I didn't. But that's something that I really noticed. So that's the fourth time my relationship with God deteriorated. And I'm back with back, and it's like I know like He loves me no matter what, or you know what I mean. And it wasn't like I completely just started to not believe in Him or nothing like that or nothing. It was just kind of like I forgot about it. Like I didn't prioritize my relationship with Him as much at all the time that I was with them, literally at all. So that was my last sign. If you notice these signs in your life, like please try to make a difference before your life completely turns dark. And thank God I went through awakening prior, and I noticed these signs, and I was able to be like, hey, this ain't you, cut that off. You know, and literally that's what I did. I cut that off, you know? And I feel like so many people have these signs in their lives, but they don't really pay attention to them. They really don't. And it's because it's become normal to them. Because as long as you're doing toxic stuff, as long as you're still in the mind state of just living instead of living with a purpose, you have a bad spirit attached to you. Honestly, you do. Especially, just think about it. Do you lose? You can't barely save money. You can't grow. You can't do anything. You can't even follow your dream like you do. You just don't even have enough confidence within yourself, you know? It's like you would have to go through a spiritual awakening and change your toxic ways in order to understand that the life that you had prior is nothing. It means nothing. Literally nothing. You know what I mean? So I just basically wanted to talk about that because I noticed like it's common in people's life and they don't really notice it. But if you notice any of those 4 signs into your life, I think that you should, you know, maybe start to distance yourself. Spend time with yourself. Literally spend time with yourself. Get to know yourself. Like some people don't even know who they are. They just don't know. They don't even have a relationship with themselves. And thank God I had a relationship with myself to the point where I was like, hey, that's not you. Relax. You know, like go distance yourself. So definitely get a relationship with yourself. Figure out what it is that you want to do in your life. Figure out who you are. And don't let bad spirits in. Because as soon as you show a weakness, or it's like they just ready to like slip in between those cracks of you, you know? And everybody has cracks. I'm not even saying like, oh, I'm perfect now or anything like that. I'm really not. I'm a work in progress, baby. And you know, everybody's healing every single day. No matter what you went through, you're still healing every single day. No matter how much you changed, you're still healing every single day. You know, so. And also, a big thing also is that if you notice these signs into your life, just don't chuck it up to, oh, that's the hand I was dealt, or that's just how I grew up. Because you can change it. Literally, you can change your life right now. You do not have to be a victim to what happened to you years ago. Stand up, get up, you know. So yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that, and I hope that this video was helpful to you or somebody else, whatever, you know. So thank you, and like I said, God be with you. I hope that you stay blessed. I hope that your vibrations are high. I hope that you find your purpose. I hope that, you know, life is just beautiful for you, really. So yeah, I just want to talk about that. And also say a prayer for all the people who are experiencing war right now within their life. Say a prayer for yourself. Say a prayer for everybody. And literally, stay blessed. Bye.